Today is NPBA Season 9, Week 1, 7 Deadly Sentries versus the California Krooks and Coach Silvestron. Now, as you may notice, I am in Johto Division this year, which happened because I finished number 1 seed in NPBA. I did it right, or in Season 8 in Hoenn. I did it right in the last week and then sneaked up into Johto. Unfortunately, I lost the semis in Hoenn. Looking to replicate that same success, except for actually winning the chip this season in Johto. But yeah, let's go check out the teams. If you haven't checked out my draft recap video, I will put it in the top right corner. I have a Chanpal, Spectrier, Iron Treads, Quack, Mega Charizard X, Terra Gardevoir, Terra Rotom Fan, Weezing, and Arboliva. And yeah, it's a pretty good team. It looks like it's going to be super fun. Ideally, I'd have more momentum and more than 9 mons, but I believe everyone's going to put in their worth. My opponent, Palafin, Ogerpon Hearthflame, Zeraora, Skarmory, Grimmsnarl, Mega Heracross, Terra Tyrantrum, Claydol, Quillfish, and Terra Ursaring. Now, my opponent's team is very threatening. However, if you notice, all of these mons are predominantly physical. Believe he got to around pick 4 or pick 5 and realized that all his mons are physical. Instead of patching up with a bunch of special attackers, he committed to the bit and got all physical attackers, which is very funny, and uh, I definitely love it. I think it's a great job. It's super scary, and I needed something to wall those top 3. Palafin, Ogerpon, and Zeraora all scared the crap out of me. So I decided to start off with the wall of all walls, Rotom Fan, Heavy Duty Boots, Terra Dragon, because all 3 have Palafin, Ogerpon, Zeraora. All of their stabs are resisted by Dragon. Now, Palafin has Ice Punch. I don't think he really needs to bring it, but him having Ice Punch, Ogerpon and Zeraora having Play Rough is notable. However, I don't think it's going to be a problem. I don't think you really need to bring any of those versus my team because my Dragon is a Charizard. Um, and I feel like all 3 of them have better moves to hit it. The EV spread is mainly Fizz Death, but enough speed to outspeed a Jolly Mega Heracross and kill it with an Air Slash. My 4 moves are Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, Air Slash, Volt Switch. Will-O-Wisp and Pain Split is to obviously burn everything and then get health back. Pain Split is a very annoying move, especially if you have a high HP mon like... I don't even know, he doesn't really have many of those, but maybe something like an Ursaring or a Palafin can take advantage of it. Air Slash and Volt Switch as my 2 stabs. Air Slash is predominantly there for like Claydol, for Mega Heracross, even for a Zeraora if I get it chipped enough, because Bulk Up is scary. It could be Bulk Up Facade or Bulk Up Lum, where I needed something to touch it. But yeah, it's got heavy duty boots because keeping this thing healthy is paramount to my success. If I get this low, then something like a Palafin can just clean up, which is not what I want. Secondly, because I have a wall, I felt like I needed an offensive mon, and I decided to go for Mega Charizard X with a Dragon Dance set. You know, it's best set, Tough Claws with Dragon Claw and Fire Punch, great, hard hitting. But yeah, enough speed to outspeed a Zeraora at +1. Then I dump the rest in attack, and then put some in HP. Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Fire Punch, Dragon Claw. Name me a switch in. I don't see any. Quillfish, drop my attack. Okay, sure, get Earthquaked. Like, there's not really much that can take this on, especially in the late game when everything is chipped. I just get up a Dragon Dance and then kind of clean. The HP will also allow me to hopefully live a couple of jet punches from a Palafin that wants to revenge me. And as you can see, with this being named the Carter 3 and Rotom Fan being named Ride the Lightning, my nickname scheme this season is Iconic Albums. The Carter's obviously Lil Wayne, Ride the Lightning is Metallica. Just know that going forward. But yeah, Charizard also has defensive capabilities because it's a dragon type, and I mentioned his top 3 being not great against dragon types. But next we have, I won Rapid Spin because I had a Charizard X that's predominantly late game, so it's going to be taking 50 from Stealth Rocks, which Claydol and Skarmory are both good brings. So I decided to go with Rapid Spin Iron Treads. This isn't your everyday ordinary utility Iron Treads. This is a Zamazet to see LARP. It's Iron Defense, Body Press, Knockoff, Rapid Spin, enough speed to outspeed a Zeraora after +1. Pasho Berries there to stop wave crashes from killing me. I believe that even with Pasho, if I'm not +2, wave crash does like 65 to me, which is very scary. And I went with max defense instead of max HP because it was just so Palafin doesn't KO me with two body presses if I am two wave crashes if I am +2. Believe the calc works out that way. But so yeah, Iron Defense Body Press hits his team incredibly hard. And the stuff that wants to come on us, like a Claydol and I guess like a Mega Heracross, I guess is probably the best one. But if it's Quillfish or what's his name? Claydol, I can just knock off it, and then as touchdown Rapid Spin makes it really nice because I can raise my speed and keep hazards off the field. And then I decide I need another wall because yes, while Iron Treads is very tanky, I would love to use it as a cleaner or kind of more of a wall breaker than I would actually defensive mon. So I decided to grab my secondary wall, Weezing, with a Rocky Helmet because Weezing also has a tough time getting broken. Even though I'm not Levitate this week, I'm neutralizing gas just for stuff like, I don't even know. I don't really know what it does. I believe it can take away Prankster from Grimmsnarl, Rockhead from Tyrantrum, just stuff like that. And then I'm just Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, Sludge Bomb, Thunderbolt. Kind of like the Rotom set, except for I can hit more. Enough speed to outspeed a Skarmory if it's like 24 speed EVs or something like that. I've not really done the math, and then I believe it outspeeds Claydol. I'm not sure. It outspeeds Space 70s and below. And then, yeah, the main reason for that is because I want to outspeed Skarmory so I can Pain Split or Thunderbolt it. And then I just dump the rest into defense because this team is so defense heavy. Claydol does kind of wipe me if it's like a Psychic set, and then Throat Spray, Boom Burst, Palafin also completely screws me. I noticed my team is looking pretty defensive, so I want to fix that. So I have my button clicker of the week, Gardevoir, Choice Scarf, max attack, max speed, because I needed the max speed to outspeed Zeraora if it was 252 Jolly or Timid. And even if it was speed creeping my Spectrier, if it was speed creeping my Spectrier, I couldn't run Modest. So I decided that the 24 EVs I'd get out of speed creeping his Zeraora speed creeping me was not worth. So I decided to make sure that outsped. A Terrifier is just there to scare out Skarmory pretty much because I really want to do one thing with this thing, and that is click Moonblast. His switch-ins aren't great. It's like Skarmory Quillfish doesn't um, Quillfish doesn't tank very much, and neither does Ogerpon. So if I'm able to click Moonblast as a late game, it gets really, really tricky for him. Speaking of trick, I have trick on this set in case I want to trick Skarmy or even Quillfish coming in, or even something like a Claydol. If I can give something like that a choice scarf, I completely hinder it, and it makes it so much easier for my team to take on. And Psychic is there because it's a good coverage, or not coverage, it's a good stab move that's a secondary option in case I don't like the Moonblast matchup. And yeah, this thing is really there just to clean and wall break. And my last mod, that I wish this was different. It's Spectrier. It's a professional chipper set. It's enough speed to outspeed Ogerpon, since that's the second fastest mod. Um, Will-O-Wisp substitute draining his Hex. Don't really know what substitutes there other than just to get more chip off on other mods if they want to be passive against me, like a Claydol. Um, even Grimmsnarl, although it can, what's it called? It can parry me from Prankster if he wants to try to sucker punch me or something. I can just set up a sub on it. Skarmory, kind of the same deal. Will-O-Wisp sub, drink his Hex. I have like 3 Will-O-Wisp mods on this team. So if I can get to a late game where I can just click Hex, it technically is another option to clean up, even though I don't have any investment. This thing is really there to promote a Charizard or Gardevoir late game by chipping some of the threats down. And I dumped HP and defense because his team's defensive. I felt like I didn't need the special attack. I felt like he'd be over-prepping this a little bit. And yeah, that's the team for this week. So let's just go ahead and get straight into the battle. As you can see, he brought kind of the 6 I was expecting. I wasn't really expecting Ogerpon. I didn't love the matchup. But honestly, the number 2 threat on this team after Palfin is that Ursaring. Because I have so much Will-O-Wisp, it hardwalls my Spectrier. It does a huge number against my team. Now, this is Terra Preview, so his Tyrantrum is Terra Water, and his Ursaring is Terra Ghost. You can't see it right now, but if you look here on the side, you might be able to see it if you pause. But yeah, I figured I was looking at all of his mods. I could see Elite Palafin, Elite Ogerpon, Elite Zeraora, and Elite Skarmory. And there are 2 mods on my team that love those matchups. It's Rotom and it's Weezing. I decided to lead Weezing because it has an easier time with all of those mods. So I was going to play it. I lead Weezing, he leads Ogerpon. You could think I set up a T-Spike. I just click Sludge Bomb turn 1 as he goes into Scar. Then I stay and click Thunderbolt because I know he's not going to attack me, and I wanted to see how much it does. It does 46, and I'm faster, which is super nice to know for the late game. I just Will-O-Wisp this in case he wants to start Iron Defensing for Body Press or Brave Bird or whatnot. Plus, I get Chip on it, essentially counteracting its leftovers. Then I go Iron Shreds because... So, I go Iron Shreds here because in case he wants to Brave Bird or do anything funky, as well as since I've clicked Thunderbolt, I'm thinking maybe he goes into Zeraora to kind of, just get a free switch. And so I go Iron Shreds. It covers the best of both worlds. I do get it right. He does go Zeraora, and now I'm scaring this out, so I just rapid spin the rocks away. And I did decide to show my hand a bit early. Seeing the set Stealth Rock and Roost, I feel like Body Press goes in against my team, and I felt like he had to have a move to hit Spectria, whether it be Brave Bird, Iron Head, even if it's Toxic. I don't know what all this could do, but I was willing to take our chances. It wasn't Whirlwind because I think you probably need 2 attacks versus my team. So knowing he's not Whirlwind, or thinking he's not Whirlwind, I just click Body Press or Iron Defense here because he can't really touch me. And yeah, he just sets up rocks again. I spin them away to keep them off because I feel like he's not going to stay in. As he does go, I body press there just to get chip on this, thinking if he switches out, he doesn't really have a switch in for body press. And now here I'm greedy. I did not calc. I just clicked rapid spin because I thought it would kill. And it didn't. Rapid spin only does 16. Now I do get the rocks away, but he can Ivy Cudgel me for 35, which is significant chip. So I just rapid spin away again just to get the speed boost. As he goes zero aura, I just body press it for 75. Reveals he is special with Aura Sphere. And now I can kind of just go and Rotom Fan. He can't really touch me. Now, is Air Slash going to do 16? I'm not sure. I just Air Slash. Maybe he was expecting a Will-O-Wisp there, or he really probably just wanted to keep Zeraora alive. He switches back into Tyrantrum as I Volt Switch on out. And right here, I go into my Gardevoir because he doesn't reveals Rockhead, which is good for my Weezing. But I just Moonblast here because I want to see what chip was. 29 is not bad at all. Knowing he thinks it's a free switch in, I go straight into Charizard on the rocks. Now, if he was Whirlwind, he would have clicked it earlier. So I go ahead, I set up a Dragon Dance because it's pretty free. And I have a couple options to make here. He's Small Palafin, so I could Dragon Dance again, or I could just get Chip on this and Dragon Claw. I just decided to Dragon Claw because I wanted Chip on this thing, because Palafin is so scary. If I can make it die to Rocky Helmet or recoil damage, it's a huge win for me. So I Dragon Claw for Chip as he goes Tyrantrum, which seems questionable now. But Tyrantrum, if I Dragon Danced with Terra, since it's Terra Water, can take a +2 Dragon Claw from Charizard as he is physically invested. Just lost that 50-50. I won it. Dragon Claw this threat down. And he goes back into Palafin. I Dragon Claw again for Chip. And he does Wave Crash and kill himself. I believe that kill goes to Charizard. So Charizard just got 2 kills. And yeah, as he goes Zeraora, I believe I just go Gardevoir as it is kind of takes on everything. I go Gardevoir, reveal I'm Scarf. But since I Volt Absorb and his Skarmory is a good check to this, I just click Mystical Fire. He goes into Ursaring as I go Weezing. Neutralizing Gas also takes rid of Guts or Quick Feet, but I didn't want his Facade because I figured he's obviously running Facade. I didn't want his Facade to be even stronger. He clicks Trailblaze, great move, revealing that he is probably Guts and not Quick Feet. He Terra Ghosts, which is a good play because I Sludge Bomb. I kind of forgot that this could Terra, and if he got the Poison, I would have cried. However, he didn't, and I just click Thunderbolt. Lives on 2, so he's able to Facade again, take me down. But Rocky Helmet cooks him, and now it's just me versus Skarmory. I wanted to switch out, but then I realized I'm faster and could just Pain Split, and I don't think he can touch me. So I get back up to 38, as Body Press only does 6%, and I wrap this one up with a Thunderbolt to the dome. Fast Weezing absolutely put in the work. I'm so glad he didn't speed creep much more than he did, if any. But yeah, that's week 1 of NPBA in the books. I'm sorry that this is late. It's Monday. I think I'm going to try to put these out on Monday because there are going to be some weeks I play on Sunday. That's just a lot of work on my part. So yeah, thank you all guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.